women in Switzerland are striking in a nationwide protest calling for equal pay and an end to discrimination. In Lausanne, the strike began at midnight with women gathered around a bonfire in the city's cathedral square. They're protesting a 20% discrepancy between men and women's wages. Today's mobilisation echoes the country's first women's strike in 1991. Well, across Europe, women earn on average 16% less per hour than their male counterparts. And joining me now to discuss this from Vilnius on why that wage gap persists is Virginia Langbach, Director of the European Institute for Gender Equality. Well, thanks for talking to us here on the programme. Let me begin by asking you, why is it so hard to achieve, equality on pay?
It is really hard, and in a way, 16%, it's only a fraction of the real inequalities and the real pay gap. We analyzed now recently, and we saw that if you check the pay gap, it's only hourly remuneration, which means that you don't see the other inequalities. And if you look, the Swiss women would be very surprised to know that it would be double as much if you would take the yearly earnings, of a person, let's say a woman or man, to compare, which is 40% difference. So, which means that it is difficult because we have the visible hinders, we have the stereotypes, we have part-time work, and the biggest hinder is really to close the gap is that women still have to do very much with the family, the household responsibilities, which men usually don't take so much.
Well, we often hear about the Nordic countries setting an example for social models. So are they the best countries? And if so, what are they doing right that the rest of us are doing wrong?
Yes, in reality, if you look at our gender equality index, the Nordic countries, the three of them plus the Netherlands, are the best in many ways because it's first of all, it's taken more in a comprehensive way. It's not just ticked off by isolated measures, and also it's very much not only that the employment rate of women full-time especially is really already reaching the target. Whereas in many countries it's not. But also here you look at the structure, the social support, and different benefits like the childcare, which is extremely important, which also gives the possibility for women to work, and also the way how the men take, let's say, the work-life balance measures. Because what we discovered also that when you have the work-life balance measures, which is a very, very important measure European Union has introduced now. So we see that when the men have that possibility, they do not take the work-life balance measures to be with the family because they take it more like to work more hours, then the salaries is bigger, the working hours are bigger. So it is completely different, really from the rest of the Europe if you take the Nordic countries where men take more responsibility.
Virginia Langbach, Director of the European Institute for Gender Equality. Thanks for talking to us here on Euronews Now.